Hi, John Miles here, and I'm going to show the setup of the central and adjustable side lighting iris camera. It's a 3-channel camera, so you have a choice between right lighting, center lighting, or left lighting. First, you open the case by pushing in a button and lifting up each latch. And then you'll see the contents here. The first step is you remove the camera. I usually put my thumb here and the 2 fingers, and I like to hold the foam. So you lift it up like that and set it down. While I'm at it, I'll take off the lens cap because you can't take a picture with that in place. And then we lift out the illuminator, again with 3 fingers like that. Bring that out. And one other thing is the alignment target, which is good if you're adjusting the angle of illumination. So I have these 3 parts, and the first step is on the camera. You turn it on by rotating this switch towards the outboard direction. Check to make sure it's on the A setting and the MEC sequence. It needs to be on A, that's aperture priority. And then you'll push the flash up by pushing the stop button. And for all iris photography, you must use flash to get a decent picture. You need that much flash light in order to get the detail in the iris. And then you check the lens, and it would be set to the M manual focus setting towards the rear. And the other switch, VR, vibration reduction, always keep it off for all flash photography because it doesn't do anything except drain the battery. You don't need it, and it doesn't work with flash. And since all your iris photos will be taken with flash, you'll never need VR. Then check the dial on the top of the lens to make sure you're on the minimum. I just think go down with my left hand while I'm holding the right. And the barrel will keep turning, but it'll stop at 0.286. Now the camera is all ready to go. Then the next step is hold the camera in one hand, maybe my left hand usually, from the bottom like this, and I take the illuminator and I will attach it in so that the top part is in the 9 o'clock position. And we line up those 2 dots. And then once it's firmly seated there on the lens, I rotate it all the way 90 degrees so it is now in the 12 o'clock position. And that's the complete ready-to-use iris camera. And next, to show how simple it is to use, I will just take a picture of my own iris. And for taking your own iris picture, you have to use autofocus, which works pretty well on a blue iris. The next step, you turn the dial up on the focusing light here, and it's adjustable brightness, so I'll just put it on midway. And for my lighting, I'll do a center lighting picture, and I just hold it here, and there it is. So we have a perfectly good eye photo. And then for the right eye, you want the light coming from this lateral direction. And for that, I just slide the shutter over to my right. So then the light will only go through this channel. And so once again, I'll take an example photo. And here again, another perfectly good eye photo. And then for the other eye, you can do a center lighting, and that's easy. And also for the left eye, I want to do a side lighting, so I'll have it come from the lateral direction, and I'll slide that over there, and I just hold it there. And another perfectly good iris photo. So that is how you use it. Now, it does have an adjustable angle, and to help you get the exact angle you want, there is a magnetic attached alignment target that goes like this. And I'm going to turn off the focusing light when I'm not using it to save the battery. But as you can see here, these 2 lights are at exactly 45 degrees. And if you decide to choose a different angle, you just loosen these 3 nuts and you slide out this plastic guide and fold it to the back. This is all described in the user guide. And then you can set this light to whatever angle you want. For example, you might want extreme side lighting of 70 degrees. And to do that, I'll just hold it there right where I want it, and then tighten these 3 thumb nuts like so. And then when you're ready to photograph, you take that off, and as I say, I can show an example photo here using this angle. And since I'm using that channel, I'll slide that to be in the center position there. And then we have this. I'll turn on the focusing light to help the camera, and there you have it. Now that's an extreme side lighting because it's quite a large angle there. And then I'll turn that off to save on the battery. And when you're done with the variable angle, you want to put this back together. So I will show you how that works, like so. You loosen that, loosen that, loosen that. Bring this back to the front all the way. And then I just slide this light guide right in there, right in that slot there. And then I torque that up, torque up the other 2, and you're back to the original position. So I would say that's all there is to it, really. And you can hook it to a computer, or if you have a chinrest, if you get a chinrest with it, like this one for example, then the camera already has a quick mount release on the bottom, and the chinrest also has a quick mount release there. And the way it works here is you, to make it easier, I would tilt this a little bit that way, and then when you're attaching the camera, you go downward and get the front of the plate into that clip, and then you push it down level, and then you have to tighten this by squeezing it like that. You squeeze these 2. And then the way this works is, this is the focusing knob. So with macro photography, normally you want to focus by moving the whole camera and lens, and so that allows you to get a good sharp focus. And this is our positioner. You point it at the right eye and then the left eye, depending on which one you're photographing here. And then you want to check the tension every once in a while. So this knob here in the bottom is for the rotary tension, which doesn't really need to be very tight. But the angle tension is controlled by turning the handle. And that should be pretty tight because it has to hold the weight of the camera. The support is designed to position it right over the center of gravity. And that's basically all there is to it. So I have the camera set up for center lighting, and I can just turn this on. And we could even do another test photo here. So I'll just go in here, get the camera lined up with my eye perfectly, and let's see, there. I've just taken a picture by pressing the picture taking button, and it'll show up. Once again, a perfectly good eye photo. And again, this is the center and adjustable side lighting, so it's 3-channel illuminator. This is the top of the line. And you can also power the lighting with the auxiliary cord that will allow you to plug this a cord from the power jack of the illuminator focusing light into a USB, and then you don't have to use the battery pack. But normally it's a lot simpler to use the battery pack, which has 2 magnets, and it's a magnetic mount, so you have it that way with the cord coming down the front. And then you take this and you plug it into that little jack on the end over right like that. And it goes behind the light bracket here. So that is all there is to it. Remember to turn off the focusing light when you're done. And you can put it here, and you can adjust the chin cup height to match the client's face and height size. And again, for other photographing other people's eyes, you want this on manual, and to make sure it's on the minimum focus, you just pull this down a little bit. And that is the Primo Deluxe 3-channel illuminator. You can adjust the light while it's on the chin rest, of course, and you just look down at the protractor guide and choose whatever angle you want for the light. But oftentimes I'll just leave it on the standard 45-degree position and keep that back in the case. In another video I'll show how to hook it up to a computer, and you can also hook the camera right up to a monitor without a computer and see the pictures on a large screen right away. But normally in a clinical setting you would want to feed that pictures right into a computer and see them on the computer monitor right away. So there you have it. This is the top of the line.